Oh, and if you've never worked with wool, you know, go buy you a dog brush. These things are fantastic for synthetics or wool or anything to really brush it and get it looking better.
Is that overall an imitation of a salamander of some type?
What?
What you're tying there?
No, this is a sculpin.
They grow that big, I guess.
Oh yeah. And you know, here's the thing: is you know what looks like this in the water? Nothing. It's just it's like bass. It's predatorial more than anything. So you know, I just wanted to come up with a sculpin, but also come up with something that was just a big profile in the water, but looked like a sculpin. You know, and maybe it doesn't imitate anything for the, you know, as far as they're concerned. They're just going to eat it. I think if you put big flies in big fish's face, they're going to eat it. That's just the key to getting them.
No 6X stuff for this.
This is 210 Danville thread. Yeah, 6/0. I would have probably broke it 10 times already.
Oh yeah.
See, kind of what I'm doing here is, if you only tie on the top, you don't try to spread it around. When you go to trim the fly, you're going to see the sides of your shank. So you try to fan it around as you've secured it on, and then you won't see any of that. Okay, that's about it. Now I just got a big ball up here. So that's basically the fly right there. And that would work. You just might have to have 650 grain.
Would you risk passing it around looking?
Yeah.
You trim that up, or?
I want to trim it. Yeah.
You do.
Should we start at the back or the front? We'll start in the front. Everybody, it's big enough for everybody to eye over it.
Typically, what weight tippet will you be tying that on?
Do what now?
What weight tippet will you be using?
15. 15. Like I said, you know, if you get into these, you know, these big flies here, you can pass these around if you like. See, and this is just a cone, and that's just another way to do it. But I would use 20 pound on that.
Yeah, the fish that you're looking for definitely not going to be leader shot.
Most of the fish that eat this 3-hook fly, they eat that middle hook. Lots of them. They won't hit the head, they'll hit just right in the half of that thing. But 3 hooks is better than 1.
Question.
Yes?
There's some regulations aren't well in the...
No, there's only 3, I think. 3 or is it 4 trophy areas on the white. I know 3. It's a lot of water. See, like Wildcat to Connor? I'm going to tell you guys, that's the best stretch in this whole river. I'm telling you right now, it's the best stretch in this whole river.
Great to see these articulated flies. I thought I was the only guy that tied articulated.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the next level in fly fishing. I mean, this is where the industry is kind of evolving. It's not into single hooks anymore. It's more into big flies, big fish. And I believe that now. Like I said, I've probably streamer fished really the last 2 years, so I still got a lot to learn. But I've spent a lot of time on the water trying to get it figured out, and I kind of narrowed it down to what I think. And I can put clients on fish almost every single day if they say, hey, I want a streamer fish, I want a big fish. I can usually do it 80% of the time. So I've found something that works. Now, there's so much out there that still will work. That's kind of why I'm glad I'm only 33 and I still got the rest of my life to do this. I love this sport. It's great. Yes?
I'm one of those guys that you were talking about earlier that's close to 70. I don't have enough years learned to have to tie this thing.
Well, you can call me. I'll
Do
say
you,
it long.
seriously?
Yeah, I do custom fly tie all the time. I commercially tie for Blue Ribbon and Lily's Land and Resort.
I
Yeah.
can find them at Blue Ribbon.
Well, you can find some of the patterns, like we carry, the standard stuff like this. That's Kelly Gallup stuff. It's all over the place. It depends on the shop you walk into if they're going to have this stuff or not. But we definitely have been carrying lots of this stuff now. But if you want like 3-hook stuff, that stuff's not around. You're going to have to call me up. I'll get you some.
What type of knot do you use to tie the fly tippet?
Basically just an improved clinch or like a Duncan loop or something. I just want a really good secure knot. I'm just a big fan of that improved clinch. That thing seems to hold fish.
Just want it to be strong enough.
You can, go through it 3 times, cinch it down, wet your knot, and you're in. I don't really care for that loop thing with the fly dangling and all that. I mean, that's just whatever, it works. But so does just a regular knot. When a fish like that is coming to commit to hit that, he's not worried about how that fly is, looking on the knot. If you're trying to do like a Duncan knot or something. So just improve clinch.
Who is it gets a fly over your select tackle is fine?
Hairline. I like Wapsie, but Wapsie just does the traditional stuff, and Hairline kind of has taken it to the next level as far as advanced fly tying and more intricate. Wapsie just doesn't want to mess with that stuff as much, but I'm sure Wapsie probably supplies it with most of the standard stuff, spirit rubber too. But I like the way Hairline works. I mean, they work with some of the fly tyers in the industry, and like Shane Stalcup, they will carry his stuff, they'll carry Kelly Gallup stuff, so you just can find more of the material for this kind of stuff through Hairline.
I've been articulated hook. You've got the hook on a mono.
Right here.
What have you attached that mono to the front hook with?
Just thread.
Just thread.
That's it.
Just wrap it on.
Just wrap that, like I was saying, is, like here's a...
With your regular tying thread? Or?
That's it, just 210. It's just securing it a lot. So, like, let's say this is my Circus Peanut hook. That's a 5263 Tiemco, and I will tie the whole shank. One side, other side. So what I do is I tie, right behind the eye. I go back and I thread it through the back hook, and I'll take it and go back through this way, and I'll tie that side down too. It'll never go anywhere. Never. You've got probably 25, 30 wraps just on that right there alone. You don't have to do any of that. And I thought that too, but I've been out there trial and error, and it's never had a problem. I've never had a slippage or anything like that. Sometimes I'll run out of here's what's cool too is let's say you go on a trophy area and you're like, I'm going to cut the back hook off. Well, you can just cut the mono and you have the back hook. I've used this back fly right here up at the Bull Shoals. Just beat them up. Just start throwing yellow. You'd be amazed. I'm telling you. I'd say I move more fish on yellow than any other color. All would be second. The rest just are whatever colors to me. I would say if I don't have time to go out and play around, I'm going to throw yellow. If I have time to play around. If you don't get, and here's what's cool about streamers is, if you don't get a follow, let's say in your first 20 casts, it's just not a streamer day. Put it away. But if you start getting follows, you're going to have a streamer day. That's another thing about streamers. Once they start following it, if you get their attention and let's say they're not committed to it, then you need to change colors. But if they're following it, you don't need to give up. You need to just figure out what color they want. Sometimes that's all it takes, just the color.